Alright, here's a bit of a channel update, mainly about videos that are in the making. But before I get to that, there are a few things I'd like to show you that I want to sell in case you're interested. I say I want to, I don't really, it's just recently the income has been lower than usual and some extra expenses have come in, medical expenses, and I've been pumping a lot of money into the channel and getting testing materials and the dummy that you've seen, for example, all of that costs a lot of money. And you know how it goes, everything comes all at once. As said, I'm going to sell a few things to raise some funds and balance that. So this is the Arms and Armor Nightly Riding Sword. I actually bought that specifically to do tests, helmet tests in particular. There are still other things that I could do with it, but right now it's more important that I get some funds. So this one, unfortunately, has a loose pommel. I've tried to fix that, but the peen right here is very flush and it's hard to get to. So I think what you really need is put that in a proper bench mounted vise and heat it up with a blowtorch and then hammer it to mushroom it out some more and secure that. I don't have the tools for it, as you saw recently. I don't even have a workbench here in our apartment, so I can't really do that properly. So if anybody is willing to invest the time in it, or just wants it on the wall, whatever, I'll sell it cheaper. And we've got the Zombie Tools Decapitan. Again, not one that I really like to let go, but I have to prioritize, and I already made a review video about this. I could make some more, but I still have enough other swords to do videos with. Anyone's collection, you're going to be more attached to some things than others, and while I like this one, as of course, like the Albions, for example, and a few others that I'm more attached to, so this one I can let go. Then these Darksword Armory medieval gauntlets. I don't find myself using them because they're not suitable for the kind of sparring that we do at the local HEMA school. So, there's not much sense in me holding on to them. So might as well, pass them on to somebody who gets actual use out of them. Here's the CRKT Redemption. I'm also gonna put that up. It's a really nice one. I'd prefer to keep it, but I was just thinking that I don't really have any reason to make more videos about this. The review is done and I don't use it on a regular basis, so it's just kind of sitting there, as a collector's item, and again, might as well pass it on to somebody else. And also DFS Trailblazer. This one I also really like. Lately I haven't gotten out to do anything in the woods, bushcraft or whatever. It's difficult to find suitable spots here in Victoria. That was certainly easier in Prince George. So yeah, again, it's just kind of sitting around. As much as I like it, the money is more useful right now. The sheath here, as I mentioned in the video, is very tight. In fact, like without forcing it, I can't even insert it any further than this. I'm just gonna throw it in because it's there, but I would not recommend actually using it because this knife is very difficult to get out of there once you've jammed it in. And then if anyone is interested, I still have these Rawlings practice swords lying around. I haven't used these in a long time. I'm now using the Purple Heart Armory and Black Fencer ones. So the problem with these here is they are very flexible, really floppy. But as a beginner practice sword, it's still useful. And I can sell these fairly cheap. I mean, the steel fittings cost quite a bit, but otherwise I can let them go for reasonably cheap. So there's this sword here that can be used in the longsword configuration as it is here, but it can also be used as a single-handed sword with this guard and the disc pommel. I've also got these two single-edge blades. They are not quite as flexible as the other one, but still more so than needed. This one is in the basket hilt broadsword configuration. This has wooden Viking hilt fittings, and also have well, another one of these, another basket, and also this messer guard here. And that's all I've got to sell for right now. I'll put these up on eBay because that's the simplest. I will ship internationally, but depending on where you are and what it is, it may be rather expensive. For some reason, shipping from Canada is crazy expensive. I mean, not just Canada Post, but also all the couriers available ones. You know, UPS, FedEx, Purelator, what was the other one? I checked all the ones that are available locally, and they're all insane. Like really expensive prices. I'll pick the cheapest I can do. If you're in the US, it's not a problem. In that case, shipping is a lot more reasonable. But over to Europe, it tends to be rather pricey. But yeah, I'll get the packages ready, take the measurements, put them in, and then the automatic shipping calculator seems to be pretty good generally. All right, so onto the stuff that I have planned. Recently, I recorded a few tests. One is on riveted mail, the other one is on a bike helmet, and then I also did some more tests with the Niello messer versus the cold steel messer. One of the tests yielded very interesting, unexpected results, but you'll see that I'd like to do some more tests before I wrap it up and do the actual comparison / review video. I'll definitely want to do some thrusting tests with that setup that I have, and also I would like to do some more cutting tests. I did a few, but holy crap, both of them have absolutely terrible edges. Like, you cannot cut anything with it, hardly. It's ridiculous. So I'll have to see if I can, you know, grind them properly to make them halfway decent to see what they could be like. But out of the box, cutting with them is, it sucks, in short. So yeah, there's that. Then at some point, I would really like to get around to do videos about, you know, fighting with spears, doing some sparring and everything. I can't do that at Blunt Iron because that's not part of the regular class. What we do there is longsword, dewsack, rapier, sometimes sword and buckler, which I haven't gotten around to doing yet. It's rather rare. But yeah, you know, shields, spears, things like that are not part of that. We're focusing mainly on the manuals of Meyer, you know, Joachim Meyer. And so I'd like to do that, you know, outside of class with, you know, whoever is interested at the time. And I've got a rattan stick right here with this rubber tip. With spears, the problem is always safety, because a spear thrust is extremely powerful. I mean, if you think about it, you hold on to it with both hands, you step into it with your body weight, and you know, I don't want to do like these little pokes just for safety. If I practice, I want to do it with some intent, and this should help, because for one, you have the rubber tip here. These are available at Purple Heart Armory, by the way. Link will be down below if you're looking for one of them. So for one, the rubber has some give, and then if it goes further than that, then the rattan also has some give. So this should be pretty safe. It's a lot floppier than a spear normally would, but you know, you have to make some compromises, right? So eventually I'm hoping to get around to that, as well as there's also these here that I got from Purple Heart Armory out of curiosity. So these are some sickles. There's another Meyer that has a manual about these written differently. That's M-A-I-R as opposed to M-E-Y-E-R. And yeah, pretty interesting. Again, this is not going to be in regular class, but it would be interesting to try around with it. So there's the serrated type here, so these stick more together. They bind pretty well, and yeah, we'll definitely be interested to see what you can do with these. Another thing I have planned is to show you exactly what draw weight this medieval crossbow has, because every time I show it, there's always a few comments saying there's no way that this is 300 pounds. That's what the maker told me that it hasn't. There's always some skepticism. So just gonna have to figure out a way to suspend it somewhere and hang weights off of there, so we can actually see exactly how much it is. That's good to do anyway, because as you shoot these, eventually the string stretches a little bit. Now I've already addressed that. I've already taken it off and twisted it a couple of times and put it back on. That's what you're supposed to do to make sure that it's nice and tight. So it should still be the original draw weight, but it's good to just make sure and double check. And once we have that, then I can also do some more tests on mail, for example. And I'm also looking for a historically accurate gambeson or padded jack to test. It's really hard to find proper stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things that are called gambeson that are really just relatively thin padded jackets, like it's like 2 or 4 layers with a little bit of fluff stuffed in. So it's not very good. Like the one that I tested so far, it's really more equivalent to winter clothing. It's not proper padded armor. I'd really like to test that to give you an idea of how well it worked. But yeah, on the market, most people or most manufacturers don't make that. I've found one website where they do offer proper historically accurate ones. I've sent them an email. I'd also really like to try a coat of plates. That was a pretty common form of armor as well, so I'll have to find a good source for that. Again, if anybody has something that they're willing to sell or donate, let me know. That's always appreciated. And I think that's about it for right now. Right, the YouTube unsub glitch still seems to be happening. People still tell me that they've been unsubscribed from my channel even though they didn't want to. So yeah, I have really no solution for this other than maybe go to my Facebook page. It's always linked in the video description, so you can go there. I post the link to every video I upload, so if you really want to keep up to date without missing anything, if your subscriptions actually work for you, that's good, but for a lot of people apparently it doesn't, then you can go there and use that instead. But yeah, let's leave it at that. So thanks for watching and have a good one.